There are moments in American life when something petty, ridiculous even, reveals something profound. And right now, we're watching two of the most powerful men in the country, maybe even the world, fight with each other like they're going through the nastiest divorce you're not supposed to be privy to. President Donald Trump, of course, the sitting president, even though he's not acting like it, and Elon Musk are in an escalating public feud that is getting nastier by the moment, with Elon basically cyberbullying Trump at this point. Of course, all of this started over Trump's sweeping legislative package he's been calling one big beautiful bill, but it's not really about policy. We know that. You know that. It's about pride. It's about power, control, insecurity. Trump says Musk is ungrateful, while Musk is saying straight up that Trump would not have won the election without him. Elon is also implying that Trump may be dead and was replaced by a body double. Conspiracies Republicans have been using against the likes of Joe Biden, but now are being weaponized against Trump himself. None of this is satire, though I have been cracking up at the tweets like literally all afternoon. And yeah, what we're seeing could very easily be simply characterized as beef between two narcissists with platforms the size of nations. I saw someone on Twitter say that it's basically the white male version of Kendrick v. Drake beef, but they're both Drake in this situation. But on a much more serious note, you guys, this is really showing us what it really looks like in practice when billionaires have unchecked power over policymaking. When billionaires start taking direct responsibility for installing the person in the White House. We are seeing in real time what happens when giant legislative packages aren't shaped in committee rooms, but they're shaped by quote tweets. And honestly, we're now seeing the consequences of Donald Trump cozying up to an unstable billionaire who is now throwing a massive temper tantrum online, accusing him of some heinous shit. And when the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is up late at night texting Elon Musk, begging him to stop roasting their bill because things are getting too difficult for them, that's exactly what it looks like and what happens when ego becomes governance. When public power is shaped by private vendettas, what's even left of democracy? Guys, welcome to the world's most chaotic billionaire divorce court. In one corner, we've got Elon Musk, the guy who thought buying Twitter would make him cool again. Didn't work out. In the other, we've got President Donald Trump, whose second term is already defined by legal battles, erratic policymaking, and now a full-on digital war with Elon Musk. Trump rolled out a massive tax and spending package, which he's been calling one big beautiful bill, and Elon immediately started hurling tweets and insults like he was so pissed off about it, calling it a disgusting abomination. And even he started pulling up decade-old tweets from Trump himself, being like, where the hell has this guy been? Who is this man? Where is he? He's digging up all these old tweets because he's basically arguing Trump has no fiscal discipline. And this is coming from a man who spent $44 billion on Twitter, basically setting it on fire, all in the name of free speech. Look at this tweet that Elon sent, one of many that I'm going to show you, because they're incredible. They're truly incredible, and I couldn't say it better. Let's not glide past this. Elon Musk didn't just suggest that he helped build a Trump campaign win. He said flat out that Trump would have lost the 2024 election without him. That sounds like ego, because it is, but it's also possibly true. Elon didn't just tweet from the sidelines during the campaign. He filled up stadiums. He spent hundreds of millions of dollars through dark money PACs. He gave voters money in Wisconsin. He set up shell organizations. He replatformed right-wing influencers who were previously banned from all platforms. He throttled liberal voices while boosting far-right accounts through X and the algorithms. And he normalized so many different conspiracy theories, election denialism, and coded white nationalism, all under the banner of free speech. He didn't create a social media platform. He created an attention funnel, a psyop machine, and it worked. Voters who couldn't stand Trump in 2020 were suddenly watching libs get owned on Musk's app in 2024 and thinking, you know what? Maybe fascism's kind of funny now. And of course, now Elon wants credit, not behind the scenes credit, public facing kneel before me credit. That tweet, without me, Trump would have lost, is not a flex. By the way, it's a concession, a clear concession. It's an admission that our elections are no longer won on the ground. They're won in feed architecture, digitally. They're won by whoever controls the engagement dial. And Trump's response? I helped Elon a lot. I helped him. Okay, that's it? That's the comeback? A man just claimed he installed you like a Tesla software update, and your response is basically, well, I helped him out. This isn't a normal spat. This is a legitimacy crisis. One man is admitting he used his personal empire to lift an American presidential election. And the other is just too busy pouting to realize that's a huge concession. It's also kind of a constitutional issue. But of course, none of this plays out in Congress or in the courts because it's all playing out on Twitter. Two billionaires fighting over credit for an increasingly autocratic future. Okay, here's where the temperature jumps from drama to danger. Elon tweeted, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been released to the public." And then he said, "Have a nice day, DJT," which is insane. But let me be clear, I do believe Trump is in the Epstein files. Not because Elon said it, obviously, but because we already knew that Trump and Epstein were friends and they were close and they had a long, storied relationship. There are photos, quotes, interviews, sworn testimonies. Trump said Epstein liked beautiful women, many of them on the younger side. Epstein said a lot of stuff about Trump, all of it on tape. There are documented visits. There are overlapping social circles. There are mounting allegations and accusations. Trump once even admitted that he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago after reports surfaced that he had been harassing a young girl there. So this is not speculation, for the record. This is history. So when Elon fires that tweet off, he's not fabricating a scandal. He's weaponizing a controversy. He's weaponizing a real one. And he's doing it not to protect victims or demand justice, but to hurt someone who crossed him politically. And that tells you everything you need to know about Elon Musk's priorities. He didn't post that because he cares about what Epstein did or Trump's relation to it. He posted it because his feelings were hurt over a legislative snub. To me, all of this just looks like blackmail in broad daylight, but in tweets and memes. This is a man with a God complex, using one of the darkest chapters in American criminal history as a prop in his petty war against the president. Trump's obviously feeling a little cornered because he responded the only way he knows how, by threatening revenge and taking some of Elon's money away. On Truth Social, he suggested terminating all of Elon's government contracts and subsidies. Quote, "I was always surprised Biden didn't do it," he said, because apparently now we're doing bipartisan spite. Elon's response? Immediate. He announced SpaceX would begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft. That's the capsule that NASA uses to launch astronauts. And let us be so clear, this is not a functioning relationship between government and private enterprise, and brings up a lot of problems between the two. This is a pissing match between two men who treat the US economy like a group project they regret joining. Meanwhile, Americans still need healthcare, housing, clean air. But sure, let's keep fighting about the space industry. I honestly think this is where it gets fun, because Elon's talking about flirting with the idea of starting another political party. Elon capped the day by floating the idea of a new political party, a centrist, possibly AI-run, tech-enhanced third party for the 80% of people in the middle who have no home currently politically. 80% of people who never once asked Elon Musk for help with their political representation. I mean, this is what always happens when powerful men get told no. They threaten to start their own thing. It's the political equivalent of taking your ball and going home, except the ball kind of represents like an entire nation and your home is essentially Mars. Elon's party pitch is not about unity or reform. It's about consolidation and retaliation. He wants to turn disillusionment into a new subscriber base. It's clear. He wants to own the algorithm and the ideology. And in the meantime, luckily for us, he's cyberbullying the president. Sitting there, dragging the president through digital hellfire. Kind of incredible. I mean, it has been incredible and iconic to watch, especially during Pride Month. It's been a very messy public breakup. The first and only so far of Pride Month. Other than Chris Hughes and JoJo Siwa sharing that snap photo, this is the messiest relationship issue to happen so far in Pride Month. Okay, wait, let's talk about Speaker Mike Johnson just for one quick second so it can show you Elon's power some more. Because this man is out here trying to hold together a political coalition with duct tape, a prayer, and a couple of late night texts to his buddy Elon Musk. Johnson told reporters, quote, "Elon is a good friend. We texted late last night. We're going to talk about this later this week. He seems pretty dug in right now, and I can't quite understand the motivation behind it." Sir, be serious. Elon is posting memes accusing Trump of being in the Epstein files, okay? He's threatening to primary your incumbents. Alrighty? The motivation is chaos. Chaos and spite. You think you're texting a friend. Elon thinks he's nuking the entire Republican Party. And it's not just Trump he will go after, or he's going after. This week, Musk also took shots at John Thune, the number 2 Republican in the Senate, calling him corrupt, saying he's not a good person, pulling up his old tweets, being like, where the hell is this guy at? It's just really funny because Republicans have been treating Elon for years like some golden goose, inviting him to hearings, quoting his tweets, begging for his money. And now he's rage tweeting about them like they're ex-employees who stole from the snack counter. Johnson's over here like, we're going to talk about it in the morning over coffee. Elon's already live streaming the funeral. When the richest man in the country declares open war on the president, on his policies, his persona, and his legitimacy as president, we need to ask a much bigger question. Who is actually in charge in the United States? Because Trump may sit in the Oval Office, sure, but Elon controls the town square. And when those two powers collide, not in back rooms, but in front of 400 million users, the real loser is all of us. This is a warning that our systems weren't built to withstand men with unlimited money, zero oversight, unlimited reach. We definitely do not need another king. We need accountability. We need institutions that are much stronger than these big egos. So thank you guys for watching. Welcome back to another episode of In Sync with Alexi. Make sure you rate, give me 5 stars, share with a friend who needs to know what's going on. And if you're going through a messy breakup, keep that shit off Twitter, because listen, I love to see a public crash out, obsessed, especially when it's not me, but this is even a little messy. You know it's bad when I'd rather pay attention to the Trump-Musk drama than the Love Island drama. Just saying. Elon was the first bombshell to enter the villa. It's caused a lot of problems. Yada, yada. All right, y'all. Peace.